competencies as you are seated. It is one of the primordial functions of Parliament, and when they sit also, they sit as a High Court because Section 93, subsection 6 says, for effective work to be done at committee level, to ensure, for the purposes of effective conduction of oversight, the members of Parliament have powers of the High Court in respect of summoning witnesses to attend meetings and also asking them to produce documentation that will help the inquiry. So therefore, you are seated before the committee as if you are seated before the High Court. I'm just advising. In line with those constitutional provisions and the standing orders, Section 73, subsection 3 says the committees have power to send for witnesses and documents as long as it is of interest to the investigation inquiry. So please be mindful, you are on oath, and for any attempt to misinform or give information that will mislead the committee is tantamount to contempt, and the consequence of contempt is in Section 96, which is perjury. So your advice. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm just
at the center.
So let us reach out to the other MPs to ask their own questions and note them down. So we start answering these own questions.
So you Honorable Umupine. Barry. Honorable Umupine. Diana, that mic will look so.
Thank you very much, Chair. My own concern here is I want to know if private schools in Syria are of liberty to just levy school fees on parents. I want to know from primary up to secondary. It's too much for our people. Let me know if they are on liberty to just say what they want parents to pay.
At this juncture, we recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister, the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education. You're welcome to this very important session. The committee has been waiting for your presence. And your staff, I say, have been put on board because they've been responding to the questions to the MPs. And it is also in our standing orders. So, whosoever will be responding should be put on board. You are here under Section 1 of Subsection 2 as a Cabinet Minister to respond to any issue that falls within your portfolio. So I'm sure, yes, please, sir, you have to respond to it. You have to subscribe to the vote.
Yes.
Yeah, please let us, please.
I, Conrad Malik Seki,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that the evidence I shall present before this committee
that the evidence that I shall present before this committee
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you very much for your seat.
Yeah, I will take it. And now I'm
Mr. Minister, welcome again. You are now here on the chairman of Lands Committee, who is also a member of this committee, raised a concern on the issue of the Muslim Agency School at KC. So I was asking, is the ministry aware of the issue with the school and the Ministry of Lands? Are we aware?
There's a mic.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Leone, Chair and Oversight Committee. This is a discussion we started having before this meeting. And one thing I stated was we have not formally been informed about this happenings. We have not received any written complaint from any school to indicate that lands have been taken from them and sold, or lands have been interfered. So to cut my answer short, at the moment we are on. We only happen to hear some of these happenings from the honorable member of parliament this morning. We must have had some rumors, but to say we've been formally informed, no, that's what I was saying. She said she was going to send a letter to us, which I requested that we have a meeting tomorrow. We already have a protocol, and she will send a letter formally rather than us.
Okay. Also, are you aware that the police went to the same school and there was a riot in the school?
That again, I only had this meeting. Yes. I had that from, I don't know whether any of my colleagues or staff here are aware, but we only heard about that from the, sorry?
Yeah, I told you.
Yes, Honorable Member of Parliament informed me this morning.
And you're also not aware that construction is currently going on in that school premises by a private businessman?
Honorable MP, I've just answered.
No, why am I taking? I'm taking my step to take you through what is happening on the ground now, to ensure, like, we are all aware that certain developments have been going on. And yesterday there was also a meeting held between the police, the Ministry of Lands, the business people, and also the old students of the school at the school premises. And even the school, it's a school that runs from nursery to SS. All of them were also invited to police station at barracks. You are also not aware of that?
Not at all.
Do you have a DD in Western Air?
Yes, we do.
And principals supposed to report to the DD of Western Air?
Exactly.
Is that DD around?
Not yet.
Not around.
But the school quality assurance acting director.
Is he aware? Is he aware of that? Can he? You're not aware.
Just one minute. Minister. Minister. Honorable Mubine brought up this matter to me. I told her to get on to you. Told me about this issue.
Possible, let me start by tendering my apologies to you. Not being to come, I had an engagement, a prior engagement with the Japanese government.
Use the mic.
It's comfortable. It's comfortable.
It's not. Just put it close.
That one is
I think, Mr. Chair, the last couple of weeks, as you're aware, we had a crisis situation that we had to deal with. And so I had to dedicate 100% of my attention to that. And it is quite possible that I was informed, but my attention was actually focusing in teachers' life. So I'll check my WhatsApp to see whether I have any message. But I was 100% focused on it.
Okay. You see, that was why the last time I offered an advice to you, Minister, that you alone cannot do everything in that ministry. You have to have a kind of division of labor. I don't know whether you remember me talking to you about that. You have to have some kind of division of labor. you have two deputy ministers under you. Primary and these small things, let one deputy minister oversee that one. Senior, junior, secondary school, and that deputy minister oversee that one. And then you are there to be receiving information from each one of them. Together with you now and the senior and the other senior, you sit on these things, these issues that are coming from the one deputy minister and the other deputy minister. So when you do that, it makes life easy for you and you become very, very effective.
It's very important.
To sit down and pursue this one all together at the same time. It's very, very challenging. That's why some of these things, like this complaint brought up to you, you are not able to remember whether you complain or not to you or not. One once it comes, and then this has to do with primary and this nursery school. Send it to that minister to handle. And then you wait for feedback from them. That kind of arrangement will make life very, very easy for you. I know you are doing a lot of ups and downs. I'm aware of your movement from the ministry to VP office, to State House, to finance, etc., because we are in touch. But there are other issues. Whilst you are doing this, let them be attending. The other minister just sitting there. Let them be attending to the other issues. Minister, deputy one, deputy two, other issues. And then you are there in the middle together with you and the others, then you try to handle them together in your usual weekly meeting, monitoring meeting that you hold. So, and then we have this incident that happened since yesterday. It's 2 weeks now. This fighting that took place yesterday in the school. Yes, we are fighting. Yesterday. That's the one within the. Yes. So is that not the one you are asking questions about? No, yesterday was the latest one.
The latest one.
And then there is nobody. Nobody has got on to CEO or minister to. I mean, you have the school heads there. They should have brought up the matter to you people. Long before this time. Huh? And then you have the DD, the SKO, all of them there in that area. So what's happening?
Can I just respond to the point that you made, Honorable Chair? The suggestion that you offering right now is already in place. All government ministers have a mandate. And so we divide our work up into departments and we have a written agreement with the office of the president. So in my ministry, all of us are educators and we have various levels of education that are assigned to different ministers. I think from what you're saying today, I think what I would do this time around is to share that mandate with the committee. So that rather than coming to me when you have certain issues, you will go to specific ministers. But we were the first ministry that first did this, and it's been copied across cabinet. And every government minister and the deputies have a mandate which they sign with the office of the president.
Yeah, just one issue. We are not going to assign somebody. We get on to you, bring the matter to you, and then you know the person to give to, so that the person gives feedback to you. You can get directly to the person.
Okay.
Yes, as a minister, I really want us to go further. Now that you've not been, because again, let's not wait for officiality to out the way. Because this is a school, and the kids are under tense learning atmosphere now. The place is almost a police barracks. You go there in the morning, you meet barrack with policemen with guns and tear gas, and the teachers are being intimidated, and in that kind of learning environment, this is not like, even if you go to the place, you ask yourself who exactly would have done this kind of transaction on behalf of the government. It is not a school compound where you say that the land is at the back of the school or the land is at the side of the school. No, the land is in the middle of the school. It is a playground of the kids. This is where they do the sports, and when they are in their classes, when you come out of the corridor, this is the land you see. It's like you're having this home in the middle of the school. All the school is surrounded with buildings. And now you're saying, we're selling this land for 200. I sent the letter to you from the Ministry of Lands. They sold the land for $200,000. It's a public secret now. And this is a school land. My worry is, if we don't stop this one, nobody, because they are saying this land was given to Muslim agency on a loan. It was a loan land for 100 years. It was given to them. Now, a lease, for 100 years, the lease has expired. Most missions within Western area never bought their lands. They were given to them by government under lease agreement. So nobody will stop the Ministry of Lands or any other agency under the ministry to even sell and watch tomorrow. Because it seems this was not just this school. This whole thing started almost 3 months ago. It started with the first school Ansarun at Dockyard. They say, oh, the land was a leased land and government wants it now for another purpose. You're not talking about building an hospital in that premises. At least I would have said it, okay, it's a government initiative on the healthcare sector. You're not talking about building another thing. You're building a warehouse in the middle of the school for car offload cement. And everybody seems to be quiet about it. This is really, we cannot do this to the next generation of our kids. Because if we allow this to go on, my problem is not the particular school. But I start to think about schools like the Animal that is on the main road, Elena that is on the main road, Richard Allen that is on the main road. All of these schools that have very big compounds are now on the threat. Any businessman will come to them and say, you know, it's in an Eastern Middle and another one can build shop. And it will be sold to him. Imagine the amount, $200,000. And you're selling a whole school. It's hurting.
Honorable members, I think this is a situation that is indefensible. Unfortunately, we only find out in detail today. We'll call a meeting and we'll look into this and we're quite happy to report back to you. But it seems from what I've gathered in a short period, it seems as if there are other ministries involved in this. And so we'll have to have a ministerial coordination on how we respond to this. But I'm very clear, and it's go back to the strategic objective 4 in the education sector plan. It talks about providing a safe, healthy, and conducive learning environment for our kids. And it falls within our mandate. So in that sense, we will look into this and find a way forward. You may recall that there was a similar type of issue with services.
Exactly.
And we got involved, and I'm pleased to say that that issue has been resolved.
Now, Minister, before you go, the services situation is a bit better. This was it was a kind of people not understanding. The military wanted to protect the area where the school is, and you go to service. I went there myself. Sometimes when I talk on issues, I ensure I go there. I went there and I spoke to some of the military guys that were deployed there. They said, no, we're not going to touch the school, not even the quarters of the teachers that were there, because part of the people squatting in that land, teachers have also built irregular buildings around the school. So they were able to identify those buildings that were occupied by teachers, and they were not touched. Now, in this situation we are talking about now is a situation in which normally, What we want, first of all, as a committee to be done is, Mr. Minister, is a situation in which maybe after here you can go there with your entire ministry and go and see the condition upon which the kids are currently. And let's do something to stop the work that is going on. They first of all tried to demolish the mosque. That was what brought, because the school is a Muslim school that has a mosque inside. That was what aggravated the community to come into the defense of the school. Now, away from the mosque, they brought in a container at the middle of the school. Police officers are there in the school, and the kids are being chased when they go very close to their playground. Imagine somebody who has been in that school from class 1 to SS3 now cannot walk through his own very school compound anymore. Because of what? Because of a $200,000 deal. You know, I was provoking the other honorable member. We have 2 honorable members who went to that school, and they are the most troublesome ones. So I was saying maybe government wants to sell the school because they don't want to produce the kind of bills again. They went to that school from primary school to JSS. Imagine you sitting down and seeing your very school where you grew up. Let's imagine, for all intents and purposes, the school was normally built on a government land. The fact that it's a government land and it's a government flagship project, it's not the reason why we need to protect that school. It's psychologically distressing to even think my school compound will be taken away. Teachers been invited to the police to account for a school they've been for over years. The other man that was interviewed was saying, I've been in this school for over 30 years. Only to wake up one morning and say this land is owned by the Fawans. Please visit there today. If you want, we can go there with you as a committee. At least let's see it firsthand ourselves. Let's see exactly what is going on. And let's find a way to, like, okay, if at all you have to do inter-ministerial meetings, you have to inform the president. Me, I have said it openly on social media. I use social media greatly. I said that particular work that is going on, the president is not aware. So by the time we get onto him to be aware and to stop the work, for now we can still talk to the IG to have a situation in which we have a stop work in the place until whatever the thing is arranged. Maybe they want to relocate the school. That will not take 1 day or 2 days. So let them allow, first of all, until they do a location plan and every other thing, let the school exist as a school. Please.
We'll look into it. We'll come back. Mr. Minister, Mr. Chairman, I want to comment a little bit. Please, to the minister get the mic. He's part of the whole student association. Good afternoon, Mr. Minister. Thank you for coming. The meeting was not. Actually, with all due respect to all that we are here, I needed to see the Taurid Primary School was established in 1992. Formally, it was there, but the formal establishment was in 1992, and I was fortunate to be one of the kids that were sent there. That was the I attended that primary school, and I moved to the Leone secondary school. There is a family through whom I am sure the then government gave the land to the Muslim Pilgrim Association, and later the African Muslim Agency came to help the Muslims want to offer this zakat and slaughter animals, and that was the place they used to house pilgrims to teach them the Hajj rites. And what is this happening now is the place in question is housing about 4 schools. They have the nursery. The current head of CID, AIG Ali Jallo, his son attended the nursery while I was attending the primary school. I used to go with Leone while he was in the nursery. I am sure he went through the primary school and the secondary school too. We found out that the ministry have sold, not leased, sold that land to Fawaz Building Materials. The ministry, there is a document. The Ministry of Lands. Yes, the Ministry of Lands. They have sold that land to Fawaz Building Materials for business purposes. I called the PS.
You say?
He told me it is a state land
Okay.
and the school does not
Send
have
out to me.
document. I said very well. If the school does not have document, it is a state land. Sierra Leoneans children are being educated on that land. Their recreational area, their playground should be safe for them. You should not sell the land. That is the more reason you should give them documents to authenticate their status on that land. What they have done is to deploy a container in the middle of the playground of the kids. The perimeter fence, I am very much happy that you suggested, Mr. Chairman, I am pleading with you to pay honorable members. Let us visit the ground so you can see by yourself. The perimeter fence they are constructing, they are about to construct. Here is the extended classrooms your ministry built. This is where they are raising the fence. So the primary school kids will have no assembly. The junior secondary and senior secondary school will have no place to hold their assembly. And they are using the school gate. As I am speaking, they are working there today. They have police presence there. They have demolished the gate because the school children went on a rampage the last time we went there. We spoke to them. I have to engage the minister. Yesterday I was there. It is so disheartening. We cannot disadvantage the future generation. We can be patriots if we have good successors. It is not the amount of wealth we amass or we left in our accounts, because nobody will tell you how much you will live. You will have $100,000 a day. Tomorrow you are gone. You will not decide what they will do with that money. What if we cannot protect those areas? These are places. These are sacred places.
Try to get hold.